If you want your first 100 sales on Shopify and fast, then stop wasting time with organic marketing. Pushing high intent traffic is the quickest way to get results. In this video, I'll show you how to push high intent traffic, convert that traffic into sales, and get your first 100 sales profitably. You want to get your first 100 sales on Shopify fast. You don't want to be waiting months to find out if your product is even going to convert or not. Anyone that's telling you that the quickest way to get sales is with organic marketing is lying to you. In this video, I'm going to show you the absolute fastest method, which is targeting high intent traffic. Stick with me and I'll explain everything. So let's get into it. The problem with most beginners is they're hesitant to spend money because spending money is associated with risk. Instead, they want to try and get as much free traffic as possible. And I do get it, right? As a beginner, it can be scary spending money on something that you don't truly understand. I had similar questions to you back in 2020 when I was first starting. And when I first started pushing high intent traffic, I think I started spending about $10 a day. And at the time, that was a lot of money to me. I'd been working hard, saving up money from my 9 to 5. And the thought of spending $10 a day on something that I didn't even truly understand was overwhelming. And it's completely normal to feel that way. But I can tell you from experience, if you're looking for the fastest way to generate your first 100 sales, then the best way to do that and the quickest way to do that is by pushing high intent traffic. There's loads of people out there that will tell you to start with free traffic because, it's less risky and you don't have to spend any money. But the truth is this is riskier than not pushing high intent traffic. And I'll explain why. There's one thing that's more expensive than running paid ads. Do you know what that is? It's your time. It's the one thing that you cannot buy back with any amount of money. If you want to spend your time trying to create organic content to push traffic for free in the hopes that one of these videos is going to go viral, then good luck to you. How long is that really going to take? Weeks, if not maybe months. The opportunity cost of doing that is huge because you've lost the most important thing, which is your time. Instead, if you were to allocate a portion of your money towards pushing high intent traffic, you're going to get results and data back very quickly. And it's going to validate whether the product that you're testing is even worthwhile. Speed is one of the most important things in today's age. A friend of mine came on my podcast called Theo, and he said, money moves fast. And you have to be moving fast to attract the money. And it's very true. Everything is very quick. If you want to spend months creating content and posting organic videos, and you think that that's the fastest way to generate 100 sales, then good luck to you. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. Once you know how to push high intent traffic profitably, it's actually very simple. And I'm going to break it down in a way that's very easy for you to understand in this video. So stick with me, you won't regret it. Now, where most people go wrong is they push the wrong traffic to their website. Okay, and I'm going to introduce to you a mechanism called the ad triangle. And it's important that you understand this concept when it comes to pushing high intent traffic. So here we have our triangle. At the top of the triangle, you have your CPM. This side you have CPC. And here we have conversion rate. And I'm going to break down what each of these metrics are and why they're important. When it comes to pushing traffic to your website, there are a few different channels that you can use. One of the most popular channels is Meta. But I don't think this is the most effective channel for pushing high intent traffic, and I'm going to explain exactly why. Let me break down the fundamentals of the ad triangle and how these three leading metrics dictate your performance. First and foremost is CPM. CPM is your cost per 1,000 views. This is how much Meta charges you to show your ad. CPC is your cost per click. This is how much it costs to get a website visitor. CR is your conversion rate. This is how well your website converts visitors into buyers. In many ways, your CPM is fixed. Okay, this is your cost of advertising, and it's going to be dependent on the level of competition in your particular niche. So if there are a lot of other people on Meta advertising to the same audience as you, then that's going to inflate your cost of advertising. There are some things you can do to bring down your CPM, but ultimately the most important thing to do is just keep testing different creatives. This is very common with Meta ads. Okay, you'll hear often that people are just constantly refreshing creatives, always trying to find winners that they can use to then scale. And the best brands are constantly testing creatives every single week. The other two metrics will give you an indication of what you may need to improve. If your CPC is high, then it's most likely, again, an issue with your creative. Your ad needs to be stronger to encourage more people to click on it. If you can reduce your cost per click, then you're sending more traffic to your website at a lower cost. Once users are on the website, it's then the job of the website to push them over the line and get that conversion. So if your website conversion rate is low, then you need to improve your conversion rate, which means you're then converting more viewers into buyers at a better rate. So by monitoring these three metrics, you can usually determine which area of your funnel needs improving. Meta ads used to be the greatest of all time, but things change. The bar is set so high now. So many people are coming into ecom, more and more people every single day, and they're all using the same tactics, copying each other's products and ripping each other's ads. To me, it seems there's very little authenticity left inside of Meta anymore. But there's a solution, and that is Google Ads. Most people still don't know about Google Ads, or they know of it, but they don't understand it. It's still unknown to many ecom guys, and that there is your advantage. I launched my first ecom store back in 2020, and the primary sales channel was Google Ads. And even today in 2025, in my new ecom business, Google Ads is still the primary channel. I love it, it's consistent and reliable, and here's why. The way in which Google works is very different, okay? You're not paying for views, you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. Now let me explain to you why this is a huge benefit to you as an advertiser. Let's think about how Google works, okay? Let's say someone takes to Google and they type in men's running trainers, size 10, black, okay? That's a high intent search term. That's someone who is ready to purchase, they're just looking for the right product. They know they want running trainers, they know what size and they know what color they want, but they don't yet know the exact brand or product type, which is fine. When they search that into Google, they're going to then be presented with Google Shopping and Google Search Ads. Now, Google Shopping is great, okay? It's going to show product image, product title, and price point, which is enough information that someone needs to view the product, see the price point, and decide whether or not that's within budget and whether or not they like the picture. If they like the picture and the price point is right, then they can, at that point, click on the ad and go and visit your website. So let's think about that for a moment. Not only is that person a high intent shopper, okay, they know exactly what they're looking for, but you have the opportunity to put your ad in front of them. And if they decide to click on the ad, they've further self-qualified themselves because they've already seen the image, they've already seen the price point, and they're simply clicking on the website to gain a bit more information. So as an advertiser, you're able to put your ads in front of high intent traffic, and you only pay when that user self-qualifies themselves and actually decides to click on the ad, as opposed to a Meta where you're charged per view regardless of whether or not someone clicks on it. Can you see the difference between the two platforms and how pushing high intent traffic with Google is much easier? Now, the other great thing is, if you know what your cost per click is and you know what your conversion rate is, you can actually calculate how many sales you're going to get and how much it's going to cost you. And I'm going to break down exactly how you do that. To run this calculation, you need to know what your website conversion rate is, and you need to have an idea of what your cost per click could be. If you don't yet know what your website conversion rate is, that's absolutely fine. You can just refer to my price intent matrix, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. As for your cost per click, Google actually gives this information to you for free. You simply use a tool called Google Keyword Planner. I have an entire video breaking down how to do that inside of my paid community, the Google Ads Ecom Academy. There's actually a correlation between price point and conversion rate. And I'm going to break this down for you inside of my price intent matrix. Now, of course, there are red herrings. Not every single product is going to follow this exact structure, but 80% of them will. And I'll explain why. If you're selling a low ticket product in the $0 to $30 price range, then you can expect a conversion rate of 4 to 5%. Why? Well, because the price point is so low, consumers don't need as much education to purchase. They'd consider it to be more of an impulse buy. Fortunately, most people don't have to take too much consideration when purchasing something that's $30 or below, at least in tier 1 English-speaking countries, okay? US, UK, Australia, and the likes. Yet as you start to increase your price point, moving up into the different brackets, your conversion rate will start to come down. So if your price point is within $30 to $80, you can expect a conversion rate of around 3 to 4%. If it's $80 to $150, you can expect a conversion rate of 2 to 3%. And if it's $150 plus, then you can expect a conversion rate between 1 to 2%. The reason for this is the higher the price point, the more convincing and educating the consumer needs in order to purchase the product. As price point increases, so does friction. So you want to make the experience as frictionless as possible to maintain as high a conversion rate as possible. Now, I'm not saying that price point is the only thing that's going to indicate your conversion rate. There are, of course, many different factors. But what I'm saying is it is going to have an impact. And I can show you that this is true as well. Let's take a look at my store, for example. So with this particular store, we're primarily targeting the US. You can see average order value is $82 and conversion rate is between 2 and 3%. If we look back in August, when the store launched, when we had a lower price point, you can see AOV was in the $30 to $80 range and the conversion rate was 4.22%. So if we refer back to this, you can see when we were in the $30 to $80 range, conversion rate was 4.2%. So actually slightly higher than the average. Again, I'm not saying this is an exact science, but trust me when I say it does have a big impact on your conversion rate. So if you don't yet know what your conversion rate is or what kind of ballpark you should be aiming for, refer back to this table. It will give you a good indication of whereabouts you should be based on your price point. Now, your CPC is going to vary depending on the location that you're advertising in and also the industry or the niche that you're in. If you think about how Google works, it's an auction, okay? So your cost per click is going to be dictated by the level of competition, also the price point of the product that you're advertising. Because if you're selling high ticket products, that means typically you're going to have a bigger profit margin available. Therefore, you and also the other advertisers that you're competing against are going to be willing to spend more money in order to get the sale. So in this example of the profit per click formula that I'm going to run through in a moment, I'm just going to use $1 as my average CPC. But if you want to know exactly how much you could expect to pay and you don't yet have any existing Google advertising data to run off of, then you need to use a tool such as Google Keyword Planner. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but as I mentioned, I do have a whole video on it inside of my paid community, the Google Ads Ecom Academy. But before we get onto the profit per click formula, there's one more thing that you need to understand, and that is your cost of goods. It's important that you understand your cost of goods. Otherwise, calculating your cost per sale isn't going to mean much because we're still not going to know how much profit you have left at the end of it. So I'm going to share with you my cost of goods breakdown sheet so that you can see exactly how to calculate your cost of goods sold. So here I have my cost of goods sold sheet. All I do is input the retail price, so the price in which I'm selling it for on the website, and the cost of goods, which is my product price plus the average shipping cost. Everything else is calculated automatically. So I simply input these two figures and it will calculate for me any transaction fees that Shopify take, and also my gross profit, my gross margin, and my break-even return on advertising spend. It's extremely important that you understand these metrics because in a moment we're going to calculate our cost per sale. So we need to know what our gross profit is in total so that we can deduct our cost per sale and then see what we have left after that. If you're not sure how to calculate your cost of goods sold, I give away this sheet completely for free inside of my free Google Ads community. See the link in the video description to join. It's completely free. You gain access to the cost of goods sold sheet, and I even record a video breaking down exactly how you can use it. So let's run through the profit per click formula, the PPC formula, okay? And I'm going to use real numbers from my store that we've just been through. When we had a look at my store, my conversion rate was 2.89. For ease of this example, I'm going to round it up to 3, okay? If my conversion rate is 3%, that means that for every 100 visitors, 3 of them will buy. If it were 2%, it would mean that out of every 100 visitors, 2 will buy. And if it was 1%, it would mean that out of every 100 visitors, 1 will buy. So if we simply divide 100 by our conversion rate, which in this instance is 3, we can calculate how many clicks we need to get 1 sale. 100 divided by 3 is 33 clicks, which means we're going to get a conversion for every 33 clicks. On average, my cost per click is $1, which means our cost for 1 sale is going to be 33 clicks times our cost per click, which is $1, which means the total advertising cost per sale is going to be $33. My average order value is $82, and my gross profit is 75% as per my cost of goods sold sheet. So if I take my average order value and times it by my gross profit, which is 75%, that would calculate my profit per sale. So 82 times 0.75, 75%, leaves me with $61.50 profit per sale. This is why it's extremely important to understand your cost of goods, okay? Because without this, you're not going to know how much profit is left after you deduct your ad spend, which is what we're going to do now. So gross profit is $61.50, and I know that my ad cost per sale is $33. So I'd simply take 33 from $61.50, and that will give me my net profit, which in this instance is $28.50. So hopefully now you can see that pushing high intent traffic isn't risky, it isn't scary. Once you know your cost per click, your conversion rate, and your cost of goods sold, it just becomes very simple maths. If I know my cost per sale is $33 and my average order value is $82, and that for every sale I get at that rate, I make $28.50, then I'm going to run paid ads all day long. And it's going to be a very quick way for me to get my first 100 sales. The reason why this works so well is Google only bills me when someone clicks on my ad. Okay, it's not like on Meta where I'm testing tons of different creatives. I'm dictated by the CPM, my cost per 1,000 views. None of this. I only have two metrics that I need to operate within: CPC and conversion rate. And if I know what these numbers are, and I know how to push high intent traffic from Google through to my website and get them to convert, then I'm going to want to spend as much money as I possibly can pushing high intent traffic. And what amazes me is there's still so many people either not doing this at all or preaching that meta ads are the best way to go. But actually, I think that couldn't be further from the truth. This video has been all about how to get your first 100 sales on Shopify fast. And paid ads is the way to do it. It worked for me back in 2020 on my first store, and it works now in 2025 on my brand new store. Where most people go wrong is they just don't know how to run Google ads. And that's exactly what I break down inside of my mentorship program. It's designed for people like you who want to get their first 100 sales as quickly and as profitably as possible. And the best part is you don't need any prior Google ads experience, because I show you how to do absolutely everything. Here's what members inside of the Google Ads Ecom Academy are saying. All of these people followed my exact methods and strategies. Instead of guessing whether or not their product was going to sell, testing organic strategies, they came to me, they learned Google Ads, they acquired data very quickly, they understood their cost of goods sold, how to leverage their CPC and their conversion rate, and they generated sales profitably. That's the beauty about paid ads. You generate sales, you reinvest, and you scale. The problem is most people overcomplicate these things, and it really doesn't need to be that way. But Google Ads can be overwhelming, especially without the right guidance. The best thing you can do is find someone who's not only been there and done it, but is still actively doing it. Just like I am on my existing ecom stores, or on behalf of my clients, or students inside of the Google Ads Ecom Academy. So if you want to work with me on a one-to-one basis to accelerate your path to success, then see the link in the video description for more info. That's all for this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming soon.